Hi ladies and gents, I hope everyone's doing really well. And what I'm going to work on today is, some people are calling them gnome puppies. I like to call them fluffy puppies. And what you're going to need is a cutting board. And most of all, one of the two most things you're going to need is your container. And your container has got to have a wide opening. And you'll see why further on in the video. You're going to need a measuring tape or a ruler, scissors, some sort of a blade. You want to be extremely careful with this. And you'll need some pom-poms. Let me get this, it's already open, so it's kind of dragging here. So I chose black because the fur that I'm using is a tan with some black through it. So I thought that would look good. And then if you want to use some bling, Dollar Tree has bling, or you can put a bow in it. And you're going to need either some felt, which is from the Dollar Tree, this one. And this is also from the Dollar Tree. It's the faux leather. And let's see, we're going to need some pink fleece or flink, oh my gosh, pink felt. Oh lordy, I'm just going to leave that in there. And most of all, your fur. And your glue gun. That's a main item too. And of course, let's not forget glue sticks. And I'm also going to be using this chalk writer that I got at the Dollar Tree. So I also want to tell you that this size bottle comes in a 3-pack at the Dollar Tree. And it's wider on one side and more narrow on the other side. So the first thing you want to do is remove the lid from this jar or bottle. Okay. And depending on if you're going to use fleece or leather, we are going to trace the bottom of this. Let's do it this way. Okay. Okay, now we're going to take the chalk writer and we're going to draw a line all the way around the bottom of this bottle. So let's hold this bottle still. Do this kind of backwards so you guys can see what I'm doing. Draw a line right there and right across the top. Let me show you. I don't want you to miss anything. Line that back up again. Here we go. Alright, we're going to cut that out. Okay, we have that cut out. Save the chalk writer for later. And now we're going to turn this upside down. I like to put a bottom on my little puppies. Otherwise, when you're finished, it's just going to have this clear, plain old bottom on it. And this one just gives it a little more of a specialty look. So you want to try to match this with whatever fur you're using. So, like I said about the noses, you can use whatever color is in the fur, or a dominant color, or maybe a not so dominant color, whichever one, but it should match whatever's in the fur, if that makes any sense. Okay, so we're going to glue this on. So what I like to do is I glue around the side, so close to the top, but off to the side a little bit. Okay. So we're going to lap this over. These guys are so adorable when they're done. And then put some in the middle. Okay. I'm going to take this, put this right there. Have enough just to go over the sides. Flatten it down on the bottom as best as you can, however flat your bottom is. And pull it down over the sides. Get it on there nice and good. And we're going to tack down the corners. Just put a little smidge there. Fold that right over. Each corner gets a little smidge. Try not to burn your fingers. Okay. Push that one down. And one more. Okay. That all down. That's good. So it's going to look like that on the bottom. And depending what your plastic item is that you're going to use to do these, you might have a flatter bottom. This has a little bit of an indentation where that circle was in the bottom of the plastic down there. Okay. All done with this. Okay, now we're going to get out the most important part, the fur. We want the fur to be going in this downward direction because we're going to put our bottle on the other side, but you want your bottle opening up here. So you want this to go down on the side of the bottle. Okay. Just make sure that your fur is going in a downward position and the opening is up here at the top. Okay, I'm going to flip this over, keeping this in this position. We're going to work on this side. And what we're going to do is, actually I'm going to work with it this way so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to take our bottle. We're going to start. We want this bottom right along the edge of this part of the fabric. We don't want to touch the fur, just where it's cut right here. So if you understand what I'm saying, we want this in line with that seam. You see that? And then we're also going to do that over here to the side. I'll pull this over and show you. So we're going to start here, just like that. Get it right in that corner, right along both seams. This seam and this seam. Or if you want to call it the edge, right along this edge and right along this edge. Not cutting the fur. Okay, that's what the blade is coming in for. And the way to measure it is you're going to take it and you're going to roll it right along that edge, still going along that edge, right here, and keeping this edge with this, and we're just going to roll it. Okay, turn it around so you guys can see. We have a little bit left. I'm going to roll it, keeping it tight. And roll it down here, pull this fur back because we want to see that edge. Alright. And right down to here where the two edges meet is where we're going to cut it. Let me get my chalk writer back out. Make a line right there. So it's going to be right here. I can feel it. So let's see. We're going to go right here. Perfect. All right. Now, that's the sides. Okay, so we want to take from the top opening of the jar or bottle, whatever you're using, only about 1.5 inches. So I'm going to measure that to where it's 1.5 inches higher. Get a little measuring tape. I don't know where my ruler is. Where was my ruler? Alright, I'm going to line that up with the opening part of this, 1.5 inches. There's 1.5 inches right there. Draw a line right there. And I know that's going to be my cutting line. So here's your line for your length. It's going to wrap around your bottle, and this is for the height, and then this is going to end up going inside of the bottle once we get this all glued on. Okay, now get your blade out. Be very, very careful and always cut away from yourself. Now, I'm cutting kind of on an angle, but it is still away from myself. And make sure your cutting mat is directly under where you're cutting. Okay, so we're going to cut this. Just go right down, follow this white line. Cuts pretty easily. Okay. Got a couple little spots, of course, that are giving us a hard time because we're on camera. Okay. Now, the edge, I like to do this way. Bring the mat down, the cutting mat, away from yourself. Okay, that part's cut. Alright, now let's cut this end. Just have 2 ends to cut. Cut this one. I actually think my blade's getting a little dull. I'm gonna have to change the blade. But there's our puppy. No, I'm just kidding. There's our puppy body. Close this up in between using it, just in case you happen to move your hand over near it. You don't want to cut yourself. Alrighty, here we go. Now, we are going to, I like to hide this fur, so I don't want to get any glue in that one. You can actually hide this too if you want. You're just going to go with the seam right now. So you can push this up underneath here if you don't want to get any glue in your fur. I don't usually, but that's up to you. Alright, now get your glue ready. Have your glue all ready, set to go. And let's see, we're going to see how high up we need to bring this. So, the line of glue should only be the height of this part of the bottle. Don't include this opening part. So only run your glue line as high as right here, not here. Okay? So we'll line it up and see where we need to be. So our line is right there. Okay? So that's where we're going to put our line of glue. Let me move this over a little bit so I can put some glue down. So bring it as close to the edge as you can get without touching the fur. Don't ever want to get glue in the fur. And we're going to run it along this bottom edge. Now where we started here, make a line up the top so we don't lose that kind of measurement that we need. Alright. Down in there, glue stick. Bring this back over here. You can do parts at a time if you want. And then put some in the center. Now line up your bottle the way I had told you, along the edges. Let me turn this so you can see what I'm doing. Along this edge, put this part of the bottle And then the bottom edge, of course, goes on the bottom part. Okay, right along this edge. See that? It's right down to the edge. Now we're going to roll it. But keep it on that edge. Get this one stuck. That edge. Okay. And we're going to continue to put some glue down along this edge again. And along this edge, not going up to where the opening is. Some in the middle. And we'll just do little areas right now. Okay. Keeping this kind of tight. Bring that down, following along your seam again. See that? So I can see better without the light. Okay, I situated the lights a little better. So we want to get this fur pushed back. So we don't want that to get stuck in the seam that we're going to make here. Because we're just about done wrapping the body. That didn't sound good. Just about done wrapping the body. Oh my goodness. Okay. Put this last little bit of glue in here. Get all this fur out of the way. No glue in the fur. Okay, bring a line again. That edge of the bottle. Bring a line down this edge. Take this edge. And in the center. And we're going to bring it together. Okay, ready? Bring it as tight as you can. Don't burn yourself. And that's going to come right up to the seam. How about that? Perfect. Perfect. Okay, push that down. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to cover up this seam mark. Even though the fur is going to cover it up eventually, I like to make sure it's going to stay like that. So we're going to give it a few seconds. Give it some pressure. Make sure it's on there nice and tight. Looks like it is. Now let's see if we got this corner up here. Sometimes the corners don't catch. This corner's good. Okay, so let me show you what I do. Okay, now only this part of the seam do we want to do this next part with. We don't want to touch these two flaps here. These are the two flaps that are going to go down inside of that opening. So what I do here, put a thin row of glue, very thin, just along that seam, and then bring the fur back together so that covers up that seam. Okay. Alrighty. So here's our puppy so far. That look like a puppy to you? It's getting there. It's so cute. And this is what the bottom looks like. Now, down here at the bottom, we may not have gotten right to the seam, so there might be a couple little openings like right there. So just take your glue gun. Don't get your fur in there. Put a little bit of glue in there, push it up against it. Let's see. That's good right there. I have a little teeny opening in the corner here. I'm going to close that up. Just the seams. I know it looks like the fur is going to stick, but it'll be fine. I'll show you in a second. see. No glue on the fur. And this one's good. And we got an opening here on the side. So let's get this one. Little tiny bit of glue. Push that down in there. And just push the seam against it. And this just makes it look even cuter when you set it down. Spread the fur out when it sits down. It's so cute. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna bring it up some. See how the fur is all laying? It's so cute. Okay, now for the top part. Now since this bottle's so small, let's see if we can do this. Yeah, it'll work. Because it looks like I can even cut maybe another 1/2 inch off. Maybe I should have left an inch on there. So I am going to cut a little bit off of this. And we can actually use scissors. We don't have to use the blade because this is going to be tucked down in here anyway. So we don't have to worry about this edge as long as it's even. So I'm just going to cut a little bit off. Maybe not even a half. Well, maybe a 1/2 inch. That might be about a 1/2 inch. So always leave enough to tuck into your wide opening. And sometimes it's too much. Oh, our puppy got a haircut. Okay, so now what we're going to do now is we are going to tuck this in. So what I like to do is, I want to make sure it's going to stay in, so I hot glue around the edge there. About 1/4 inch down. I'll show you. And just do little bits at a time because we're just going to tuck sections in at a time. So let's just do this little guy. Tuck him in first. Her in. Okay, push that in. And push this side in. And hold it in there. Hold it down in there. Get a good grip in there. This is going to be so cute. I love this fur. Okay. Now let's see who doesn't have any glue on them. Go over to this side. Do the same thing in the middle here. 1/4 inch down. Don't let it touch the fur. Okay. I'm going to tuck that in and that one. Okay, give it a little bit of pressure. Push down on the inside. And we have one section to go. Now I have these other bottles or jars, I'm not sure what they're called, and I'm going to try to do those in 3 different sizes to show you guys. Okay, we got one section left. One itty bitty section. So let's glue this. Okay. Alright. Let's pull this fur out because we don't want to lose it. Let's get this fur out of the way because we're coming in with some glue. Get this fur and push this down in here. This one and pressure. It'll be so cute. I'm addicted to making these little guys. I just love the outcomes. Oh my gosh. It's getting so cute. Just like a little Yorkie. That's so cute. Okay. Now we need some ears. Look at that hair. Oh my goodness, I love it. Alright, let me show you how to make the ears. Okay. Now with the fur going in the same direction and downward direction, we're going to make the ears. We want to make this part up here wider and into a triangle. We're going to cut it on the back. Now, a lot of people just use 2 and use the backing as the back of the ear. I don't really like this to show, so I cut out 4 of the ears and I glue 2 together. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So, since this guy is so little, put my mat under here, and he's so little, he needs little teeny tiny ears. So, like I said, keep your fur going in the downward position. This is going to be your wider end up here, and we're going to make some ears. Depends on what size jar or bottle you're using, so just play it by ear. What I usually go by is your ear is going to hang over like that. So that's going to be about the size of your ear. So it's probably going to go down about 1/3 to the side of his head. And then you're going to have some that's going to go stick in this little hole. That's where that top wider part's going to be. It's going to go down in here. And then the point is going to come down the side here. Okay. So let's make a little ear. Like I said, keep this going in this direction. Flop it over. And then this is going to be your wider part of your ear up here. This is wide. And this is going to come to a point here. So since I'm right-handed, I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do this so you guys can see. I think we'll go in this direction. Turn my mat. And we're going to start with this corner. Like I said, we just need a little one, not too big. Okay, that looks pretty good. And a little extra to go down inside of his head. That doesn't sound good. And right here. Okay, let me cut these little ends off this way. Alright. And this one. Okay, got that? And here's one of our ears. Isn't that cute? So here's the triangle in the back. See how, because we used a blade, it saved our fur. If we had used scissors, it would have cut all that fur off. Let me lay it down so you can see it better. Oh, we got a butterfly on here. You see that? We got all this fur. And had we cut it with scissors, we would have cut that right off. But now we have it. So we can play with it, make it a cute little ear. Okay, let me bring it up and show you guys closer. Okay, so I'm going to go cut out 3 more of these, and I'll be right back and show you what to do with them. Okay, I have the 4 ears cut out, and I want to show you, like I said, some people like to leave it like this on the back. Just have that hang down like that. But I don't really like that on the back, so I double mine, glue them together, and they look so much cuter this way. The top and the bottom, or the bottom and the top. So let me show you how to do that. Okay. So I'm going to put some glue on here. Down along the triangle, as close to the top edge as you can get. And of course I need a glue stick here. Wait a minute, I might make it, let's see. No, I did it. Just enough. Alright. Okay. And bring those 2 tops together. Don't burn yourself. Make like I just did. Ouch. Okay. And line your seams up. Bring them over to the edge so they meet. Okay. Got a little bit of glue on the fur. That's okay. We're going to cover that up in a few minutes. So make sure that's glued down. Okay. All right. Now let me show you what I like to do with the seams. See how you can still see the seams? I don't want to see the seams. Bring this here a little bit. He's not even down here. Just a tad bit off. Spread your fur away from your seam. And we're going to glue that down. I'll get another glue stick. Okay. Okay, see that? We're going to go right inside there. Thin line of glue. Alright. Keeping the fur back. Press that together. Don't burn yourself. You get those little finger protectors from the Dollar Tree, like I have and rarely use. I'm going to do this other side. Spread your fur back. Let's get this seam together. Just a little thin. Oh, didn't go down there. There we go. Little thin line. Okay. Keeping your fur back. Push your seams together. Now see all this little mess right here? All this little edging and stuff. I'm going to cover that over in just seconds. Okay. Let's get back to this side. I'm going to show you how we're going to cover that up. Got a little bit of glue there. Oh, it was already dry. It came right out. Alright, now real thin line again. As thin as you can get it. Go right down that seam. And then we're going to take the fur and bring it up so that we get that attached to the glue, and it's going to cover that seam up. I'm not even going to say it. How about that? Seam's all going. And we're going to do the same thing to this side. Get the fur away for right now. Okay, right down that seam. As thin a line as you can get. Okay, now we're going to take the fur and flop it over. And close up that seam. We'll fix the ears afterward. I just want to get that closed up. Okay. A little piece of glue. A little piece of glue. Alright. There's a little cutie ear. No seams. Okay, I'm going to do the other one. And I'll be right back. Now for the ears. So, ears all glued. And you have to decide which side is the cuter side to be the outside. That's going to be showing more. The side. Or the side. So it's up to you. I think I'm going to go with this side. I like this one. Alright. Now, we want to get a lot of this fur at the top pulled out. We're going to push these ears down in there, and we want some hair out here. that's in here. It's going to stand up when we're done. And also, you want to feel around for your seam where we glued the two sides together. My seam's right there. So we want to make that the back, and this is the front. And this is also the wider side of that bottle that we used. This is the more narrow side, so we want to use the wider side. Makes it a little cuter. So let's go with this ear on this side. Get some of that hair out of there. Now the ears are going to go down the two sides. Oh my goodness. Okay. Get some of that fur out. Not as much out as we can get. Okay. Try to flatten it. And then we're going to take and put some glue on this side and the underneath side. And then we're going to kind of bend it this way to go down into the ear. I mean, to go down into the ear, to go down into the hole in the top of the head. That does not sound good every time I say it. Let's go down in the hole in the head. Alright, so I'm going to put some glue here. And my glue stick needs to be pushed down. There we go. Put some underneath. Just right up near the edge. Let me get a little bit more up here since it was acting goofy for a second. Okay. Now we're going to push it down in this hole. Make sure you got it going down the side. Okay, here we go. Don't burn yourself. Push it in there. Push it down in there. Push it in, push it in. Push that ear in there and hold it in there. Here's our ear. Keep pushing it. And make sure it adheres in there. And make sure the ear adheres. Okay, I think it's in there. It looks like it's in there. See it? Cute. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing to this one. A little bit more room over here for one more ear. Let's get it down in there. Let's get that all moved around. Get ready to put this one in there. I'm going to figure out which side I'm going to use. Which side do I like better? I think I'm going to go with this side. I think. Decisions. What do you think? Is that cute? Yeah, that's cuter. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with this one. Put it along the edge here at the top. Thin line, and then one down the back. Or a couple maybe. Okay, fold it back in half. So it'll go down in the hole. Don't burn yourself. And push it down in there. Put those corners down. Probably the hardest part of the whole puppy is these ears. But that brings him to life. And they're cute. So cute, he doesn't even have a nose and a tongue yet, and he's so adorable. Okay, keep pushing that down in there. Okay, should be done in there now. Now is when we can bring all this up. And if your ears are out too far, like his don't look too bad, they're actually kind of cute, you can take a little dab of glue under here, just below here, and just push that down there a little bit. And if you want the ears down more, I think he's getting to be so cute. So cute. Okay. Oh my goodness. Every time I make one of these, I think it's my favorite. Okay. Okay, in case you were wondering what the pink fleece or felt was for, it's to make your little tongue. Now, I didn't sit here and cut this out in front of you or we would be here for the next couple days. But you get the idea. That shape. Let's see, let me show you here. Okay, and just big enough to look right on what size puppy you're making. And then we're going to attach the nose to that. And let me show you down here. We're going to take that and attach that to our puppy. So let me go ahead and do this. Get a real rounded fluffy edge up top. Just want a real rounded fluffy one. There we go. And this side's fluffy. Get some of the puppy's hair out of it. Alright. And put a little dab. And put this down because I got a little bit of fur on the glue gun. Okay. And where was that fluffy side? I lost the fluffy side. Uh-oh. Okay, here it is. Okay. Put a little dab of glue right there. Okay. And then we are going to attach it to our tongue. Leaving enough room that we can see the tongue. Like that. Okay. See that? Let me put it down here so you can see it better. Alright, like that. And then what I like to do, if you have a little bit extra of pink, like right here, I have these little corners, I'm just going to snip those off. Snip off these little pink corners so we don't see them sticking out the top. Alright, that's all gone. Buff the nose out a little bit again. Now, I like to take my pick from my Cricut, or you can use a comb, or you don't even have to do this, but I like to, because I don't really want it attached to the fur itself, because then it can kind of flip and flop around. So I make a little part, so it's more towards the base of the fur. Okay. And we add our nose and our tongue right in here. That way it's not just sitting on the fur. Piece of glue stuck to my finger. Okay, see that? Oop, look what I did. Okay, alrighty. I'm just having fun today. Okay. Now let's see where we should stick it. Where's it gonna look good on this little guy? And make sure you get the tongue straight. And that looks about right there. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of glue on the back of this. Put some on the nose and the tongue. Okay. Stick it right there. Make sure we got it straight before we push it down real hard. Looks pretty good. Okay, push it down. Smushing his nose. Give him a nose smush. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I keep saying that, but I just love these guys. Okay. You can See a little bit of glue right there, but his little hair is going to come down here. It's going to cover it right up. So, our puppy is basically finished. I'll take some video of him or her and some pictures. And I wanted to show you, if you want to add some bling, let's see, we have this little bow, and we have a dark pink one. Let's see the dark pink one. We have that one. We have this type. So what should I go with? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. I think, what color is this one? This one is a gray. No, I don't like the gray for that. Yeah, kind of blends in. We want the bow to stand out. So let's see, let's check out the pink one. Let's see what we can do with the pink one. Okay, push his ear down. We don't want the fur from the ear because we don't want to pull the ear up. So let's see. Oh my, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, you guys. I hope you guys are loving this as much as I am. Okay. I'm gonna go, like I said, get some video of him in a better spot than this, sitting on a cutting mat. And get some video, pictures, and we'll be right back. Okay, I also wanted to share with you guys this adorable little guy or girl. It was made with the same bottle that I did this one with in the video. And I just love it. And look, it's got bows to match the color in its fur. Isn't that too cute? I think I say that about all of them. That is so cute. Look how the hair spreads out down the bottom. That's so adorable. Okay, here I am with my hair flattened down a little more in this video and changed my bow to bluish green. It's so cute. And here it is with its hair slicked back. I love it. Oh my gosh. These are just too cute. Okay. And here's the star of the video. Oh my gosh, it looks so real. Looks like a little miniature Yorkie. Look at its fur. So cute. And I went with the lavender bow. I hope you like this video and give this a try and fall in love with them like I have. I think they're just so adorbs. So thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.